New camera, who dis? We are back officially. We had a camera malfunction, and for the first time in 4 years, we missed a Wednesday upload. So the comments, I wasn't sure we were going to have enough to do today's video, but we actually did. So we went back and got some of those. I've got them here to read through, and we're going to do another Saturday shop talk on a brand new camera. Hopefully the sound and the quality all turn out at least as good as our old one used to. Today's testing day, we'll find out. So we're going to be doing stereo views again today, and I'm just going to jump into it and go ahead and start taking photos for these and reading some of these questions. So, all right, thank you for being here. Let's get started. First question is Jenna Weeks 61 says, congrats on our 6,000 subscriber post. Thank you, Jenna. Appreciate that. Den Decor Depot said, yes, mirroring to another server is probably a closer option than we realized. I was looking at this a year ago. Yeah, what he's talking about is, when I was talking about the ads, if I was going to do pay-per-click, I wouldn't do it on the eBay platform. I would probably mirror to another e-commerce platform like Shopify or something like that. That way I could run my own ads and have enough analytics to at least make smart advertising decisions. That's kind of the context of what he was talking about. Yeah, and I don't think it's that it's not here. I think it's already here. I think you can do it right now with a few different apps. Just not something we're interested in doing at this point because we don't have the right products for it. But if we did, that's probably where I'd be going too. Buy low, sell high with Chai. Hey, thanks for watching.
Hey, I had to try and figure out his name on one of our lives one time.
Did you?
Yes.
I think I got that one right. Buy low, sell high with Chai. Says, good luck with the weight loss journey. You might want to add no cheating, like taking Ozempic if you want to make it fair.
That is.
Yeah, I think we did mention that in the group rules, that if you're on Ozempic or something like that, that you're not really qualified to win. But the group we're doing it with is a really fun group, and we're really doing it just to try and get healthier. I know there's a few people really competitive in it, but I don't think any of us are taking it serious as far as, it's not like you win $1 million or anything. I think it's more just to try and get healthier. So if that's what it takes, I mean, if somebody needs that in order to get healthy and it gets them to the point where they can be more active, I don't have an issue with people doing that. It just doesn't really make the weight loss challenge apples to apples anymore. Let's see. What do we got next? We got Sid Santa says, congrats. Thank you, Sid. Kenneth Young says, woohoo, congrats. Thank you, Kenneth. Those are both on the 6,000 subscribers. Funny enough, we didn't put a video out, and this has been one of our best subscribers adding week we've had. I think we got 124 subscribers the week we didn't put out videos. So maybe we should just stop putting out videos and it'll work better.
No, we have a whole bunch of people that said they were going to boycott if we quit putting out videos.
So I don't know how that works with YouTube, but apparently if you just stop putting videos out, you get a lot of subscribers. Let's see, Keith Hahn says, I don't promote now and I never will. I hate eBay and will never do anything that they suggest I do. I'm glad I've got a regular job that I can actually enjoy. I have absolutely no loyalty to eBay whatsoever. Sales be damned.
Ouch.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very strong statement, and I don't think he's alone in that. I think there's a lot of people that kind of feel that way. We don't have any loyalty to eBay either, in terms of if something came along that would make our sales better and faster, we'd be there. I don't think eBay, I keep saying eBay. I don't think eBay expects our loyalty or cares about our loyalty as much as we would like them to. But they don't have to. They're the only bar in town. Where are you going to go belly up? I mean, you kind of got to go to eBay. They're really the only option right now. So, but yeah, having that day job, especially one you enjoy, that sure takes a lot of pressure off. I realize the people doing this part-time where eBay doesn't have as much effect on them because they do have their finances taken care of outside of eBay, that does take a lot of the pressure off. Like that's a great position to be in, I guess. Wolfman Goodies says, I stopped promoting a few days ago and our sales stopped. I just promoted 6 new listings yesterday and now our sales are back to normal. Nice shirt, Corey. Oh, I think I was wearing the Wolfman Goody shirt that day. Chad sent me that shirt, and I do like that shirt. It's a nice shirt. So thank you, Chad.
I haven't worn mine yet.
And I think I just turned all promotions off on one of my store because I'm testing some stuff. And the moment I turned it off, I got 2 sales. Now, I'm not attributing those sales to the promotions being shut off. I can't make that assumption, especially since the 2 things that sold are cards that I literally listed this morning, like an hour before they sold. So I can't make any assumptions based on that yet. But yeah, we've had that too. Picking with the Pages says, I'm proud of y'all. It's a lot of hard work, especially when you're truly running an eBay business like we do and not those fake YouTubers.
Who are you talking about?
How I made $1 million. That doesn't even really sell. Keep plugging away. I always watch y'all too. When I'm working, I enjoy you both, Dana. Thank you very much, Dana, for not putting us in that crowd, one. And thank you for watching. It definitely makes a difference. If nobody watched this, I don't know if we might still do it. I mean,
We still do it.
we
It's
kind of,
always
we
interesting.
enjoy it. And even if nobody watched it, there's one group of people that watches it every now and then, and that's enough for me, and that's our grandkids. And
I forgot about them.
there is nothing better than getting a text from one of your kids showing your grandkids bellied up on the floor just watching a Grams and Pops video. So we would probably keep making them anyway, but we really appreciate it when you guys watch these. And speaking of that, we did have to buy a whole new camera this week. So this week's video is sponsored by everything we own. It's all for sale. Cameras are incredibly expensive. That hurt. Like, that was a big chunk of money out. It was over $700 when it was all said and done.
Well, it also didn't help that we were stocking up on stickers, thank you cards,
Boxes.
boxes. Yeah, it was an expensive week this week.
It was a very expensive week. So if you're in need of anything off the Grams and Pops website,
Stop, come by.
or the dollar auction, or the Grams and Pops eBay stores, don't be shy. Come on over, give us some support.
We don't
Not-
really
No, we don't.
need you to come on and buy something.
I'm not actually asking you to do that. The camera's paid for, we have the money. It sucks to have to do that.
I just
But-
have to pimp Corey out for replacing the money.
Yeah, Teresa's going to give me an extra job. All right. Oop, there's a long one. Sales Production says 26-year seller here. Holy crap, you've been around
Did they
since
say 26 years?
26 years,
Holy
almost
crap.
since day one. 16,000 items sold. I've tested and promoted over and over and had little to no results no matter what percentage. 2%, 12% is the range I've done. And so I've come to the empirical evidence-based conclusion that promoted listings are just a scam by eBay to gouge the sellers for just a little bit more of the profits. And so I do the 2% obligatory required or 0% if not required. The only thing I have found that actually increases sales is consistent listing every day and sending discounted offers each day to the listings eBay says someone has shown interest in. Yeah, I think you put your finger on the most important part, like listing new stuff. There's a reason we don't just quit listing. Like, that is, if you're not listing, that's not good. And what you list matters. But we have found a lot of benefits to promoting, and we have tested it a little more scientific by using the exact same item in multiple listings, some promoted, some not, and over extended periods of time. And we kind of found our happy spot. Now, there's a lot we still don't have data on, and that is, was it just that item that made promoted listings good? Does it work that way on all items? Is the percentage a good percentage to use across the board, or is it just in that category? Like, there's a lot we don't know. And I think eBay intentionally leaves us in the dark and not knowing on a lot of stuff. It kind of keeps us guessing, but in general, we have found, at least for our stuff and what we buy, promoting makes a big difference. Our sales velocity is nowhere near the same if we stop promoting as it is when we are promoting. So a general rule for us is that. So we do promote. We don't get crazy with it, but we do promote. Now there's a lot of promoted listing talk in this, I think, because it's a lot from our last video, but I am working on something. this promoted listing change they made has got my wheels turning, and it creates a problem, and problems are kind of the mother of invention or necessity, which is created by a problem. So I am working on something that may, in fact, void what they've done here with these promoted listings attribution. I don't know if it's going to work, full disclosure. It may be a complete flop and I'm an idiot, and I'm accepting of that possibility. But if I get it working and it does work, I'll come back and tell you guys about it. And if it's something you guys can use, I'll be happy to share it with you guys. So stay tuned for that. I think I found a way to nullify eBay's promoted listing attribution change. So stay tuned. All right. Finds and Deals says, like you, I have tried all manner of promotions. I've had everything promoted, nothing promoted, some promoted. I've turned off all promoted listings at once before, and in my case, it never seen much difference, no matter what I did. But I'm extremely small, very part-time seller, so my experiences are therefore apples to oranges to anyone selling full-time. I will say, though, as a buyer, I very much dislike promoted listings on eBay because they make the search function a joke. I've heard other people say that. I have heard other people say that. I even heard people say in our comments, I think we talked about some of them last week, that there are people that see a promoted listing, whether it be on eBay or Google or whatever, and they just assume bad. This isn't the best product because they're paying for me to see it. I don't think that's always the case, but I also don't think that's what you're necessarily referring to. If you're saying the promoted listings mess up the actual search in terms of what it shows you being relevant or not relevant to your search, I don't know if that's the case. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe you're seeing that. I'll have to do some research on it. I really don't know how to speak intelligently about that statement because I'm not sure.
I'm sorry.
Teresa.
You don't know how to speak intelligently.
Not about that statement, because I'd like to say that's false is my first knee-jerk reaction, but I'm not sure that it is false. Does it skew the search? Is it only when you filter, like by lowest price first? I'm going to have to do some looking into that. I'm not entirely 100% sure, so I don't want to say the wrong thing here, but that's an interesting thought. Okay, we got another long one here. Sue MC Williams says, I've stopped doing auction listings, maybe forever. Why?
We don't do a whole lot of auction listings.
We don't do a lot of auction listings, but when we're doing something like precious metals, like gold, and we're auctioning by weight, we'll do auction listings. We just had a ring sell for how much?
$720.
$720 on auction, which is much higher than we would have put for a buy now. So auction listings still can work. Don't rule them out yet.
Oh, but hold on, I gotta tell you something about that.
Oh, Teresa's got a story, but she doesn't have a microphone.
I'm coming over here by you. So our story, sorry, I'm listening to a backpack, a vintage $150 Merino Orlandi backpack. But anyway, so the guy that bought the ring, I have to giggle because he left us a review yesterday. It makes 0 sense to me at all.
I thought it was awesome, and it's full of random pictures.
That I think he did what I've done before, which is you post a picture and you accidentally click on other pictures that are in your album.
I don't think so.
Know.
I don't think that's the case. If it was the case, that's awesome that he had those particular pictures on his phone.
Right?
Because they were strange pictures. So if that did happen, that's awesome. But I think he was just being funny, and it was funny. We both got a laugh out of it. Let's see. It says, nothing but issues with people who shop for bargains. Yeah, that's how we shop on there too. We look for auctions ending soonest, and we try and catch a steal. I was raked over the coals recently, even after I tried to contact the buyer to tell him that I had overlooked a flaw and gave him the option to cancel the listing. I had to choose between a ding from eBay because the merchandise was damaged or a ding from the item being out of stock. My only hope was that the buyer would ask me to cancel. They never responded to my message, so I refunded the item price and shipped it anyway and got told off by the buyer for my trouble. Yeah, that's like, you did the right thing. Like you did,
Yep.
You jumped through hoops. You did everything right. The fact that you still sent it to them for free and it didn't cost them anything, and then they're still angry and wants to tell you off, just tells me a lot more about them than you. So I think you did everything right. Is what it is. That sucks. I'm sorry that happened, and you can't make everybody happy. That happens. There's always a bad customer to sour your day. Never fails.
But keep in mind, there's always more good customers than there is bad customers.
Yeah, it's 90-10. Like 90% of our customers are fantastic. 10% of them are asshats that we don't like. And you just have to learn how to deal with 10% and not let it ruin your day. Let's see, TikTok. We're getting comments directly from TikTok.
Huh? How did we get...
The username is TikTok.
Oh.
So I got a package rejected at the post office yesterday because it did not have the new H hazmat label on it. You know what? I'm going to stop right here because I don't know a lot about this, but I have a guy. Teresa?
I'm not a guy.
Teresa, you're my post office guy. You want to read that one?
So I'm going to give, it says, got a package rejected at the post office yesterday because it did not have that new H hazmat label on it. I sold a camera with a new battery inside the camera and had the hazmat label on it. But you now have to have the shipping label with the H on it and declare if the battery is new in package or used in package. eBay and Pirate Ship do not have the label yet, so I had to buy it from USPS Click and Ship online for $1 more. I'm like, I don't read well. While at the post office, the clerk said another seller had the same problem with Pirate Ship on the tariff numbers being rejected by the post office. Okay, so I will give you some details because I've had some conversations with our post office. eBay does have the hazmat label. There is an option on the label to click whether it has hazardous materials or not. Click on that and pick what option you have.
It sounds like they did do that, but they didn't have the sticker.
No, you don't need the sticker.
Why did they always
No,
put it
they
on
said
ours?
you need the new H label. So like our labels when we print them off on...
Oh, yeah, they get the H.
Yeah, so eBay does have it. You have to click on hazardous material. It's somewhere in your label. When we ship bulk, it's right at the bottom of where our measurements are. Click on that and then you can click which option you want. Typically, a lot of what we ship for batteries are used batteries, which is that one. When we do go to the post office, they do slap on a separate label.
Yep.
But our label already has the H on it. The only reason they slap that label on is if it is a lithium-ion battery or something like that that has to go ground. It cannot go air at all. Whereas like perfume and aerosols and some of that stuff is limited ground. So they can go ground, but it depends on the quantity. So I have used those. As far as Pirate Ship, I think we had to ship one the other day via Pirate Ship that was a hazardous item.
I knew I'd get her talking with this one.
It lets you choose hazardous, but with Pirate Ship, it does not let you choose what type of hazardous it is. So when I took it to the post office, I don't remember what it was that we shipped. Oh yeah, I do. It was perfume. Because we had to ship our dollar auction item through Pirate Ship because dollar auction does not allow hazardous material labels. And so I went on there, but when I got to the post office, even though it was perfume, which is one that they typically don't slap that label, the little hazmat symbol label on, this one only had the H, but it didn't say quantity or what was in it. So they did slap that label on it. So yes, check your labels when you go to print them. There's an option on your screen for eBay that will let you do hazardous labels on both Pirate Ship and eBay. And as far as the tariff numbers, I suck at those. We don't sell a whole lot that go APO-AE or APO...
Military post.
Yeah, military post. I can't think of the other one. But when we do, I just Google and say, okay, this is what I have. What is my HR? I think they're called RF, RH.
I have
tariff
no
code
idea.
numbers, whatever. And it will usually come back with something. So that's my easiest way rather than trying to scroll through their stupid website to figure out what it is. Anyways, I'm done.
I think she answered that fully and exhaustively.
Sorry I talked too much.
No, it wasn't too much. It was a very complete answer. And thank you. Told you I had a guy.
I'm not a guy!
Let's see. We got 419 Sports Guy says, very Max Headroom. Always talking about our last Saturday video. If you watched it, you'll notice that it was real herky-jerky in the first 11 minutes.
It was bad.
That was a very, very corrupted video file that I attempted to recover, and I recovered it just enough to where I thought I could at least get a video out for Saturday, even though we were going to miss Wednesday. And that was the second time we corrupted that file. That video, we recorded that entire video twice.
The Saturday video?
Yep.
Yep.
And even after that, that was the best we could get out of 2 separate sit-down recordings. So yeah, the first 11 minutes was absolutely atrocious. And I'm glad some people stuck around and watched it because it got better after 11 minutes, but that first 11 minutes was a little rough. Let's see, who do we got next? Nellie's Emporium says, hey, you read my comment twice. We got you
sent her a
twice.
sticker, I think, didn't we?
I think
She
so.
wanted the Grams and Pops.
Yeah, I think we sent you a sticker. So it's in the mail. If you haven't got it yet, it's on its way. Because you did join the Grams and Pops membership, I believe.
It's the Grams and Pops family.
It is. All right. It says, love the impromptu shop talk series. Thank you. We like recording these too. As long as the camera keeps working, we'll keep trucking away with them. Let's see. Next we have Spending Sense. I like that name. That's a great username. The thing about them raising the fees by 4%, it doesn't make the same money because the different rates of the promo. They probably weight that option of raising the fees, but decided getting sometimes 4%, sometimes 14 or more is better than a flat rate 4%. Then of course, like you said, pay-per-click. I'm an IT website builder, so I saw that pay-per-click too. Edited to say eBay has been in pay-per-click for a while now. Look it up. They competed for a certain model to be used out in the world, not on eBay, but it failed. I didn't know that. I will have to look that up and see what they were doing because I had not heard about that. It makes sense what you're saying though. 4% is 4%, but if you do this on promoted and attributed at 100% to everybody, then who knows what your percentage is? But I'll bet it averages out to better than 4% especially on the larger sellers who are more apt to promote and promote higher. So I'll bet it comes out to a better. I'm sure they did it for a reason. I'll bet it comes out to a better bottom line at the end of it than just a 4% fee raise. You lose, I'm the winner, says LOL.
Hear from him?
I don't know. Or her, I don't know. The photograph is a her.
Her, sorry.
Says LOL, you saying I'm fat. Grams, you look good.
Thank you. I'm trying. Hey, I have cut out soda. I am on my last soda that I had was on Monday, and it is now Friday. I do drink a Celsius every morning to get my caffeine intake, and then I drink flavored water.
Yeah, we're putting in the effort. Grams looks good, and I've cut out all the sweet tea, and I'm down to water and my 2 cups of coffee in the morning, and the rest of the time is just water. We're eating better, and I appreciate you bumping Graham's self-esteem. She doesn't really need it. She can walk all over me even without the confidence.
Sassy.
She is a bit sassy, but I appreciate it, and I'm sure she does too.
I do.
Jose says, yes, you said my name correctly. Thank you. Thank you, Jose. Thank you for commenting again, and thank you for continuing to watch. He also said, good morning all. I hope you got my message earlier in the week. I need your help. Yes, we did get it, and we did address it in Saturday's video. So if you missed that, just jump back to our previous video because there wasn't a Wednesday one, so the previous one was last Saturday. Rubazar, we've been bouncing pronunciations back and forth. When I read this comment, when this came in, Teresa and I both died because his comment is actually it's "Are-you bizarre?" and now it makes sense.
Yeah, but I still say it's Rub Azar. Like, that's so inappropriate though.
That makes perfect sense, and that is why I butcher names all the time. I would have never gotten that. I've been saying Rubazar forever, and I'll probably still say it that way, but Are You Bizarre is the name. So thank you for finally coming clean and giving us a good laugh, because when we read that, we both kind of were like, oh. You Lose, I'm the Winner also says, I think Reed and Mark are both part of the Reseller Hate fan club. I found some big YouTube influencers who have grown a crazy community cult following to bash us and make our lives a living hell.
You talk about Marky Mark.
I don't know if they are or not, but I mean, they sure were sassy in the comments. They certainly were not taking it easy on us, but I mean, we put ourselves out there, and anytime you're going to put yourselves out there, you run the risk of somebody crapping on that. So while it's not completely unexpected, nor especially appreciated, it also really doesn't rub us the wrong way too bad. I mean, it is what it is. And I think at least in part with Mark's comments, I do think it fired off some thinking and discussion. And I think he commented on this last video too. So if we get to that, I'll read it. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know why people do that, why they just go out and hate on other people. I don't have the energy to be mad at anybody. It takes so much more from you than it does from them. So, see, Cindy Herder said, I decided to do what Chris Buck Mountain Bar did, not in capital letters. N-O-T, not because of him, before he did it.
I'm sorry.
I didn't drop promoting 3%, but didn't promote new listings. I went from 3 to 5 sales a day to 0 in about 5 days. I promoted those items. My percentage won't break me, but I'm very disappointed with eBay's sneaky way of announcing this. Just feels very dishonest.
I agree.
Yeah, I think everybody's in agreement. The way they announced this, the way they went about it was just snaky, and that is the best, most flattering way to say that. There are several other ways to say it. That is the most flattering for eBay. Beach by Repeat. Thank you, Amy, for coming over and commenting. Says, what in the Max Headroom is going on here? Herky Jerky Saturday video. She must have caught that one. So I've explained that, Amy. Our camera is horrible. That's what happened. White Mountain Treasure says, a tip for someone looking to make shipping areas less complicated. If you use poly bags for shipping, only buy a couple of sizes. Don't buy 6 sizes to fit any item.
Agree.
You pay a smidge more for the bags that are too big for your items, but the long-term gains are worth it. Yeah, I think with poly bags especially, like even with boxes to a certain extent, with us having the box sizer that cuts them down, and then our box stretcher which reshapes the box, if you have just a couple sizes of box and a couple sizes of polys, that's all you really need. I mean, you could reshape them. Boxes are a little more difficult to reshape than polys. If you have a poly that's too big, just fold it over and slap tape on it. So if you waste a couple of cents by having a medium and a large poly instead of a medium, large, and a small, what you save in storage and time, to me, is worth it. That's a good tip. You're absolutely right. Tina with the Lake Exchange. Hey, Tina.
Tina, the donut lady.
The donut lady. She's been posting pictures of donuts in our weight loss group, which is super helpful because my willpower when it comes to that is horrible. Fun fact, Teresa looked into the arm of our chair. We have little compartments this week. And our daughter, who used to live with us, our youngest, left a giant bag of mini candy bars in one of those arms of the couch. And Teresa took it out and put it on the counter. My willpower does not comply with that being there.
I've been eating one, but sparingly, like 1 or 2 a day. Because they're like the mini, they're the like
Yeah,
the
but they're
micro
candy bars. We're on a weight loss channel. We shouldn't be eating them at all. So I don't know if our daughter was trying to sabotage us or if they were really old or if Teresa is trying to sabotage us by putting them in plain sight on the counter. But yeah, not good. Anyway, Tina says, wow, some spicy comments. Your business, you run it as you choose. Yeah, I agree, Tina. Everybody's business is so vastly different. If I ever make a statement that sounds like this is the right way, just know that I'm talking about it's the right way for Teresa and I in our business. There is no blanket statement you can make about selling on eBay that's a one-size-fits-all for everybody. Now, I have strong opinions about some things, and I don't mind sharing those. But that doesn't mean that it goes without thinking or thought or testing on your end, because everybody's different. Everybody's buying different stuff. I mean, how many people are listing crap like this in their stores? Low sell-through rate, low dollar items, and then promoting it. So there is no one-size-fits-all, and you're absolutely right. I don't know why the comments are there, other than maybe I asserted my opinion a little too strongly. Maybe I needed to be more... I don't even know what the word is.
You express your opinions, old.
I don't know what the right word is to use that I should have been more, but I should have been more. Maybe I just shouldn't have expressed an opinion because that offended some people, but I'm not going to do that.
That's what I was trying to say.
If my opinion offends you,
suck it.
Don't quit watching. Just hate watch us. Like, just hate watch us.
Hate watch us?
Yeah, just come back and hate watch us because I'm going to say things that offend you, and then comment really mean comments so that you help drive the algorithm. We could use the help. I guess that's my only advice on that. So thank you, Tina, for commenting. No thank you for the donut pictures.
And I didn't really mean suck it. Not this time.
Let's see. White Mountain Treasure says, this is a long one. I agree with John Keane about cruddy search results. See, I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to look into that more. I don't remember the specifics, sorry, but I can search for, say, Nike free run, and it will show me shoe, 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 pickle, shoe, shoe. Pickle's just an example, obviously. But the thing that doesn't belong isn't even close. Yeah, I wonder if that happens if you look at it, if it's a promoted listing, or is it a pay-per-click listing? Do they have something, like, in that case, do they have something like free pickle in there so it's coming up for Nike free run? Something in their item specifics maybe or something? It doesn't make sense that would show up that way.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
So I have this chandelier that used to hang in our bedroom.
Yep.
And I started looking for it. Well, if you type chandelier, like blue and gold chandelier, which is what it is.
Yep.
It will pull up like chandelier earrings, which are the ones that kind of like dangle all over.
Well, at least that makes sense.
But if I put chandelier light, it still brings up chandelier earrings. Chandelier earrings, which it shouldn't. If you put light in there, there's no light in a chandelier earring.
I wonder if eBay has a search function, kind of like YouTube does, where you can exclude words from your search, like explicitly exclude them, so it doesn't, like you could say chandelier light excluded earrings, so that it won't bring up anything with the word earring in it. I'll have to look and see if they have any advanced search features on eBay, because that would be maybe a way to get around that. But yeah, I agree. Their search is not
ideal.
It's not ideal. It's not perfect, but I still think it's better than it was a year ago. A year ago, it was horrible.
Dude, have you ever tried to search Etsy? That is way worse than eBay. eBay is way better. Etsy sucks.
Let's see. Speaking of high to low sort of solds when sourcing when it comes to best match, yes. I think that's good. I've been going low to high to look for better deals, and that's a hot mess. I ended up going back to best match. Yeah, when you search high to low or low to high, that filter completely breaks the search. I don't know what it is, but I can find, like under best match, I'll search for something, and the first 10 items are solid. They're exactly what I searched for. And then I'll just do high to low or low to high filter, and that search falls apart like a cheap Chinese backhoe. Like the bolts aren't tightened and it goes all wonky. Nothing is good about the search after that. So I get exactly what you're saying there. Marie Mitchell says, thank you for your video. I enjoyed listening to it as I was cleaning my inventory room. I think you handle comments very well. You're always so positive. I don't know. Well, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I'll take the compliment. I don't know if Teresa would agree with that, but I am the more positive one in this relationship. I think you'd have to agree with that, right? I'm getting a silent but deadly look.
100% of the time.
Like, I do have my moments. Like, I could throw a temper tantrum like a 2-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
But every day, on average, I am the much more glass half full positive person in our relationship. Teresa's way quicker to get upset about things, rather it be a bad review or me not being upset about the right thing or you name it. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Alicia Does, that's the name. She's not doing anything. Alicia Does is the name. Thanks for keeping me company with my listing today. Heads up, the link to the box stretcher is sending me to a dead URL. Yeah, Alicia, thank you for pointing that out. That was on Saturday's video. We did have a bad link in there. I fixed that right away because Alicia sent that message and she kind of saved our bacon on that. So I appreciate that. If you guys ever find a bad link in one of our videos, don't be afraid to point it out. We make dumb mistakes all the time. Let's see. Marcus says, after the second time you said pay per click, all I could think of was paperclip. Watching Corey all riled up was great also. You know,
once he said that, I did agree with him.
Yeah, once you said that, when we read this, once you said that, that's all I could think of now. So thank you for that. Now, paperclip is the new advertising model.
Paperclip?
Paperclip. So thank you for the comment, Marcus. We have Juan Tovar, I believe. Bee pollen will help you lose weight. It's the #1 superfood, best if chewed before eating a fruit or in a fruit shake. Okay, I have questions. Bees are not flowers. What the hell is bee pollen? You mean honey? Is that,
I don't know.
or do you gotta like catch a bee and shake the flower pollen off of them? I don't understand. I think you mean honey. Maybe that's what they call honey. I'm not correcting you here. I'm asking because I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm assuming you mean honey, but I could be completely wrong. I know honey does have a lot of health benefits. I've heard that too, but I also, isn't it just basically sugar? I don't know. I'll have to look into that. That's a good tip. All right, Mike's Roadside Video Lottery. That's a great name. It says, I sell everything. Should I promote on eBay or promote my store myself? If you're running Roadside Lottery, I don't think you got to worry about eBay promoting at all. But there's no, I can't give you an answer to that. Like I wouldn't give you an answer to that. Even if you sell everything, I don't know what everything is in terms of you, as far as like what you're finding in your area versus what we're finding in our area. I will tell you this, for our everything store, we do promote. I mean, we just do. And the reason we promote the way we do, we have everything running on a promotion. As soon as we list it, it goes into the promotion. We don't put it there. It's just set up so all items are in the promotion.
Except anything over $100.
Yep. Recently we changed it so that except anything over $100, we don't put in there. And that works for us. That's where our store has kind of found its ideal pace for us. But in terms of your store, I don't know the answer to that. So I think you just have to experiment. I will say, I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm trying something new. And if it works, then I will be able to say definitively this is the right answer. And I will say it without confidence so that no one gets angry at me. But I do believe I found a way around eBay's new attribution model affecting your business in a major way. So if that works, I'll be letting you guys know here. I'll come back and tell you about it, but I'm testing it now, so we'll see soon. Jenna Weeks also says, hey y'all, thanks for sharing with us. We appreciate it. We appreciate you too, Jenna. Thank you for the comment. Mark Lewis. Mark's back, guys.
Are you sure that's the same Mark?
It is. It says Marky Mark right on there. It says, to my comments that confused you, go back to that video and watch from 1020 to 1120. Your defiant notion that the only way to get the lion's share of sales is to promote, period, end of story. That's just the way it is. Did I say that? I mean, I think I was a little wound up, Mark. Don't hate on me for what I said when I was hungry. But if that's the way I phrased it, and I'm not sure if it is, I'll have to go back and watch. I think maybe a better way to phrase that still holds true would be the lion's share of the views. It's going to put you in front of people that will allow you to make that sale. Everything else still has to be right. I mean, if you put garbage up and promote it as the #1 spot, that doesn't automatically mean you're going to sell more garbage than everyone else is selling of their good items. It doesn't mean that. And I certainly did not intend to imply that. So I don't know if we're arguing semantics for the sake of arguing, or if you really did take what I said to mean that. But if that's the case, then I'd have to say, Mark, you're right. It doesn't mean that at all. Nor do I mean that. So if it came out that way, it's Teresa's fault, and she's sorry.
I would not apologize.
Jan Goody says, you commented on USPS going up every quarter, but I don't see USPS giving us better overall service. No, they don't. I mean,
well, they have recently, because if you sell on Poshmark, you get access to Ground Advantage boxes, which means you don't have to pay for boxes.
Yeah, USPS going up every quarter is just what they consider their yearly or quarterly inflation rates. They're going to raise the price that you are paying for the same exact service. And much the same way eBay is. eBay's talking about raising their prices constantly here, or that's what we've been discussing. I don't think you're getting any better service. If anything, I think it's a detriment to most people the way they're doing it. So I don't think they're giving us service or a better service for what we're paying either. But I agree. They're not, the post office is not raising their price and then giving us better service in exchange. They're not. They're just raising their price and calling that, cost of business went up, we're passing it on. You get the same apple, you're just paying an extra $1 for it. That's the marketing plan they're on. California Deb maybe? Thank you for the videos. Caught it late, but it was great to watch while I was listing. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Callie Deb, for commenting, and thank you for watching. You didn't catch it late. If you caught it at all, you caught it just on time. These are not lives. They kind of almost feel like a live, but they're not lives. We just record these while we're working, and that way we can have our Saturday video out to have coffee and work with you guys on Saturday. So anytime you catch them is right on time. Let's see. A. Yoakum says, thanks for showing me your packing, boxing, storage. Made me feel a little better about mine. Yeah, ours is a mess. It's not pretty, but it is functional. So I'm glad it made you feel better about yours. Sounds like you might be a little more organized than we are, or at least less cluttered. Geodry says, great video. Stay positive and don't let the trolls get you. Thank you for that. Thank you for commenting, and I won't let the trolls get me. Me and Mark are going to be friends at the end of this. You wait and see. I think me and Mark are have more in common than we have to argue about.
No, you don't, because you don't have a background in marketing.
I do have a background in marketing. I guess me and Mark are going to be friends. You wait and see. I'm going to make friends with all my trolls. All right. Matt Pranter said, I would say eBay's search is terrible. I search for a specific model and will show me many other models of the same brand. But when you go to solds, it'll only show that specific model. I don't like the search on current listings, and it's hard to find out how many are actually listed since it's putting so many other items in a list. Yeah, and to be fair to eBay, I agree with those. The entire comment, I agree with it. We're on the exact same page. But also, to be fair to eBay, the search was never built with sellers in mind, using it for comps. Matter of fact, if I had to guess, I would say eBay probably doesn't like that happens as much as it does. eBay is very protective about their sold data. If you're developing an app for eBay or anything like that, that's one thing you don't get access to. They're very protective about it. There's only one company that has direct access to eBay's sold data, and that's, what do they call that for comping, trees?
What?
That other app to look up old items.
WorthPoint?
WorthPoint. WorthPoint has a deal with eBay, so they have access to eBay's sold comps. They're the one and only company that I'm aware of that has that.
So when you're talking about comping stuff, if you want to get around their weird stuff that comes in, the other thing you can do is if you have a store, because I think you can only access it if you have a store. What used to be called TerraPeak,
Yep.
but is now called Research.
Yep.
You can go in there because that one actually works pretty good for filtering out stuff that's not related to your titles.
Does it?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a tip for you. But yeah, I think the search not being super easy for making comps is horrible. I wish they'd fix it, but also it makes me wonder if part of that is intentional and whether or not eBay actually likes that we use it in that way. Because I know that's a data set that they're very protective of, and they don't just let anybody access that. So AZ Cat Sue says, quite the sassy comments. Interesting to see others' views. Yeah, thanks for commenting, Sue. And you're right. The last video was, well, the last two videos we had some sassy comments, but that's all right. We like it. It makes the video interesting. I don't mind those. Keep them coming. All right, Dreamcatching17 says, this issue I see with this new listing thing is that we are now hurting each other. If I'm researching and I go to your listing to look up information and then someone buys it organically a week later, that hit comes from me. Same with the pay-per-clicks. If this turns into the new way, research is going to hurt us all. Hopefully not me. And by that, I mean, part of the solution I'm working on avoids that altogether for the most part, or at least a good chunk of it. But I see what you mean, and it happens everywhere. I don't know that eBay has any ability or desire to filter out clicks like that are not valid clicks. And I would say someone doing research is not really a valid click, but I don't know how they would ever differentiate the two. So yeah, I think you're right. I think that's going to definitely affect everybody. But I think as soon as you put an ad on something, it's going to sell as a promoted listing, and you're going to pay that fee at the top fee that it's set to. And that's just kind of the way it is. So I think we're going to go from about 40% of our listings selling promoted to 100%. So when I put the promotion on, I just have to be willing to pay that full percent. Let's see. Arlene says, dang, rough crowd on the comment board. Still a great video. Thank you. Shoot 4-alarm fire. We got some great names today. Shoot 4-alarm fire. I think I will turn them off for now. Personally, it might be best for my business model. It turns out not to be true. I'll always go from there. I cross-post to other platforms, so at least I don't solely depend on eBay. Yeah, I think that's the name of the game. Test. Find out what works for you and move from there, because I don't think there's another option. Tammy Baxter says, what's a stereo view? Tammy, this was a great day to have that question. So this is a stereo view. It's antique photos on a card, and the photo is kind of doubled. They might be slightly different photos, but pretty much an exact photo. And you view them through a viewer that's kind of like a old-fashioned 3D viewer. So it kind of makes the photo 3D. They're antique and they're really cool, and there's a lot of history in them. So this is...
It's not full.
This is one of the viewers here. This is an old antique viewer. You put the card right here, and then you look through these. There would be magnifying glasses there. This one doesn't have them. All right, MG 2023 Faith says, I love the choppy video, though many will hate it. I'm glad somebody liked it. But it reminds me of the creepy horror movie House on Haunted Hill, or the creepy horror movie House on Haunted Hill. I'm not sure if your escape room has creepy video playback or haunted mirrors,
Nope.
but you've got it if you need it. I agree. Let's see, I totally agree with your comments about quality packing. I have started watching some other resellers now that I discovered while watching your channel. Awesome. Yours is still a must-watch for me, though. Thank you very much. Thank you also for reading my comment during the shop talk. While I absolutely love how you respond to the negative, contradictory comments that seem to say the perspectives they thought you stated were faulty, you really, really handled that well. Thank you. I appreciate that. We try not to be overreacting, and we try to put ourselves in other people's place sometimes. Sometimes that's really hard to do, and I appreciate that. So let's see. Veronica says, I used to promote Poshmark, felt like a scam. I know this is eBay, but I read commenter said she was upset about the promoted listings. She was a special person because she wrote that she would click on people's listings just so they would charge the person. I'm like, who has time for that? Yeah, I don't think they're doing anything except wasting their time. So, I mean, if there's a troll out there that wants to go click on all my listings just to make sure I pay the promoted, I'm counting on paying the promoted anyway, and that activity of clicking on my listing will probably raise it in the algorithm enough to where it'll sell faster. So click away. Right? If you got the time, I've got the items. Wellman says, wow, just listened to your rant on poor packing, then saw the horrible quality video you made here, but was good enough, in quotes. It would give me a seizure. Perhaps the poor quality packing was due to grief or tragedy in their life. Your video is horrible quality.
We know.
Well, man, the poor quality video I explained and I apologized for, and I know that it was subpar and low quality, and we shouldn't have put it out. We had 2 different videos we would have missed if I didn't put it out. I can't disagree with your comment other than I don't know if they had a tragedy in their life or not. But if that's the case, a message saying I can't ship your item because if I do ship it, I basically got to shit in the box and send it to you would have been better than receiving a box full of garbage. So the two aren't necessarily the same. It's different. That's a business. This is free. You didn't pay me to watch this video. I wish you would, but you didn't pay me to watch this video. It's free content I put out there. So I feel like we have a little bit more liberty to put out whatever garbage we want. And people will choose if it's garbage or if they want to watch it or not. That's kind of the way YouTube works. In case you needed to know that, I'm sure you do. That's not really the way business works. So I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, well, man, I'm sorry. All right, who do we got next? Mongoose Garage says, what's your simple rule of thumb for when you use promoted listings or when not to? For example, items worth at least X should always be promoted. Also, based on your experience, what items typically should be sold on Posh, Mercari, etc.? I'll answer the last part first. In our experience, the items that should be sold on Posh, Mercari, etc. for our case, not for everybody, is basically something that eBay won't allow me to sell. If If eBay won't allow me to sell it and it's not illegal to sell or anything, then I'll go put it on one of the other platforms. That happens very rarely. As far as the promotion part, if it was a perfect world and I was going to make a rule for this, and we don't really have one right now other than we don't promote anything over $100. And that's just because we're kind of more of a high ticket store and we're picking much more pickier. So, but if I had to make a perfect rule of thumb, anything that has less than 20 of them on eBay or that has a really good sell-through rate, I wouldn't promote. And anything with a sell-through rate that's a little on the marginal side or it's more of a common product and there's a lot of them on there, we'd promote. I mean, I think that's the general rule of thumb that most people would do if they had the option. With us having such a large store and so many of them, managing that would be a nightmare. So we just set one blanket policy and we let it roll. We promote everything except for if it goes over 100. So I hope that helps. Mr. Cash Gold says, cool by me. I do 10,000 minimum a month. Nice. I don't promote even one thing, even nicer. But I'm a jewelry. Average sale is over $500, barely covering melt price. That's really cool and encouraging for our jewelry store. I like to hear that. I live on the breakouts that increase my average over melt. Just being honest, I would never promote. My items are too original. It's weird because a ton of fine jewelry, but each item is so different that it makes no sense to promote. Yeah, that's exactly what I was just saying. If they're unique items and you have the only one or one of the only 5 like it on eBay, it doesn't really require a promotion. It'll sell. Brad Brinkley says, this channel sucks. He's talking about the Saturday video with all the jerkiness in it. I agree, Brad. It wasn't good. And you and Wellman will have to get together. I know Brad's kidding. I don't know that Wellman was kidding, but you should talk to Wellman. You guys might be able to tell me how to do better. Scon Psalm says, no, don't say it. I won't be able to cope today. You get one pass and that's it. She's talking about the post we made saying we wouldn't be putting out a Wednesday video. That's what she commented on. Of course, only kidding. No need to apologize. We're all thankful for you too. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you to the both of you. Thank you for your service in uniform and to the community. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Tone Arms says they will raise the fees as well. Just watch. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that at all. That's probably coming. Let's see. Deanna Van Beek says, bummer, you are my video week fix. You are my midweek fix. I'm sorry, Deanna. We tried. We really did try. The camera just wasn't having it. Let's see. Kenneth Young says, that's it. I'm done. Unsubscribing. I'm putting my foot down. See you soon. That was on us not putting out a video. Thank you, Kenneth, for commenting. Janine Hendricks said, I'll just come sit in your living room till you meet your obligations. She's close enough.
Really close to us. She's only
close enough to
20 miles from us, I think.
You're always welcome. You come hang out in the eBay shop, and if we miss a video, you just come over and we'll talk about it.
Not in the house. You just get to hang out in the eBay
Oh, you're not allowed in the house. Teresa says you're not allowed in the house. You wouldn't want to be in there anyway. The dogs are too rough.
And the cat.
Let's see. MG Faith says, well then, I have plenty of the old stuff to stream through. You rock. May your next camera be smarter than your last one. We're going to find out. I haven't actually edited the video at this time because we're just making it. We're going to see how this video turns out. I hope. And Soda City Flip says, I'm done with y'all. That's not true, Shane. I know that's not true. Let's see. Queen Bees, Arizona, AZ, Arizona, I'm assuming. The timing of them announcing this is priceless. I quickly thought, well, nothing I'm going to do before Q4 is up. So it is what it is. Yeah, I think that's probably the right way to look at it. I mean, it is what it is. What can we do? Let's see. Basket Case, Mama Fab Finds. The names today. And I'm getting them right, I think. Let's see. Was watching another reseller discussing the same subject. She noted that standard promoted listings are currently not showing up in search. I didn't know that. She turned off and it was there. She turned on and it wasn't.
Oh, I watched her.
And with other promo pay per click was second listing in sort. So weird, but the cost pay per click is crazy. Then they send you stupid notes in your back office recommending you lower prices, even though their estimated prices are dreadful. I turned off all promotions on one of my stores today because I'm testing stuff. And as soon as I turned them off and logged back in on the app, my entire app screen was, hey, you should be promoting your listings. And I had to actually move around to get out of it. Like they really want you promoting. Let's see, and this has been the worst year for me and the slowest, and now fourth quarter crap too, so frustrating. Yeah, well, I hope it picks up, and I hope fourth quarter picks up for you. Sorry to hear it's been a slow year. It's been crazy busy here, and I think a lot of that is due to our recent bulk buys. They're kind of the perfect fourth quarter items. They're new and packaged toys. You can't really ask for a better fourth quarter buy. But I hope yours picks up. I think that's it for this Saturday, guys. That is the last of my comments, and I've got all my stereo views photographed. So we're going to get out of here, and we will see you guys Wednesday.